Hi, I'll be showing you today how to make a really quick homemade raspberry brownie, and we're going to be using the Jam's raspberry jam. First of all, you're going to need to weigh out 6 ounces of chocolate cocoa. It's a baking cocoa, so you don't use the whole thing. You just need to weigh out 6 ounces of that. You need 2 sticks of butter, which is a cup of butter, and it's actually melting right back here. You're going to need some baking powder, 4 eggs, some vanilla, and some raw almonds. These will cook in the oven, so they don't need to be cooked at all. A cup and a half of sugar, a cup and a half of flour, and some salt. So spring and summer are coming, and everyone wants to go to picnics or barbecues, and this is a really quick recipe done over the stove. It takes no time at all, and you bake for 20 minutes. Most people don't want to sit in the kitchen when it's warm outside. So let's get started. I'm going to bring the butter over, and we're just going to go ahead and put the cocoa in here. This should be melted actually together, but because I'm trying to show you guys how to measure out the chocolate, I'm just mixing it in there right now. So this should be mixed together and melted together. For right now, I'm just going to mix this up, and it's pretty warm, so all the cocoa is melting right now. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to put it right back on the stove just for a quick minute, and so we can actually just go ahead and get it all melted down so its consistency is really even. And that takes about 5 minutes to do that. Next, all we're going to do is put everything together besides the chocolate chips. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is for the topping. A cup of chocolate chips and some of the almonds. This is just pretty much to taste, so you can use different kinds of nuts if you want to. You can use pecans, almonds, walnuts, anything you'd like to for that. So from here, just go ahead, take it off the burner, stir up the chocolate just a little bit to make sure the consistency is nice and even. You don't want to have chunky brownies. And then you go ahead and you put the sugar in there, put the 4 eggs in. You also might want to butter the pan before. I have done that. It's right behind me, so I buttered a 12 by 9 pan, and that's ready to go. So you've mixed the sugar and the eggs, and next we'll just put the little vanilla in. This is 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is just to do a little flavor. Mix that all up. I'm going to go ahead and do a cup and a half of the flour. Mix that all up. Pretty easy recipe for homemade brownies. And then from here we'll do the dries, which we just did the dry flour. Then we'll do the dry salt and the baking powder. So the salt is 1/2 teaspoon. Oops. Usually just pinch it in there, but since I had to use it for the baking powder, I just use it same for the salt. So now we've got all the dries in. So pretty much once we have this all mixed up, let's go ahead and transfer this right over to the pan, and then you cook it at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. So really there's no heat involved. There's no sweating in the kitchen for this. I'm going to set this aside for right now. I'm going to get our dish out, our pan. Here's our pan. Get everything out of the way. We'll go ahead and pour this in here. Kind of like a little glob. But once you evenly spread it, spread it nice and even. And then from here we're just gonna put in little spoonfuls, tablespoonfuls. I mean, this depends on how much raspberry jam you want and how much flavor you'd like. For me, I love my jam, so I like to use lots of jam for lots of flavor. So I'm just gonna take teaspoons here, or tablespoons, and just kind of fold that in like this. Different areas. You might want to spread it if you want to, so that each piece gets a flavor of jam. I think this will taste better if you have fresh jam, not something that's sitting on the shelf. Like I said, you can clump it in there or you can spread it out. Then you're going to want to garnish with your cup of chocolate chips, and you can, like I said, you can use as many as or as less as you want of those. And then also garnish this with these almonds or any other nut. These will cook in there, so just make sure that you're watching those a little bit because you don't want them to get burnt after 25 minutes. So now we're ready to pop it in the oven, 20 to 25 minutes. I'm at altitude, so I'm going to put it in for 20 and then keep a good eye on it. And that's it. Thank you so much.